Welcome to AutoBid Mechanical. In this session we are going to cover the short interval planning tool. This tool will allow an estimator or project manager, management to come into the on-screen view, take off, and box in areas and get report on the cost of the materials, the labor hours. You could even do there are profiles, valued engineering profiles. Compare, let's say I've got a copper by butt weld spec and I did a report that I changed to copper by grooved and lay those side by side, and let's see how we do that. So we'll come up here into the box in tool, activate it, box in an area, and one of our options is show SIP details. Once I do that, it will pop up the bill of materials. And even within the short interval planning tool, you have three different tabs. You got the summary tab, which kind of summarizes everything we just did. So we got a total of 320, almost 329 man hours, and we'll say $28,540. So round numbers. Then you can get into the details and make sure. This is where it's great for either a bill of materials if you're trying to plan out ahead in the project for and then tracking also the labor hours. If you move over here, slide this over a little bit, there's our man hours there and broken out on each one of these separate little categories. Now we can take that one a step further, and this is where we can show some of the valued engineering in the SIP profile. So we'll go into File, Open Profile, select one of our profiles. In this case, it's a copper grooved spec versus the copper butt weld over here on the left side. So as we slide this across, we get the total hours of 328 on the carbon steel, 208 on the Victalic. But the material dollars have gone up based on the cost of the Vic couplings and such. So that's where you do your valued engineering and decide which way you would like to take the project. So that's one of the options. Another option is I've done some assembly takeoffs here for the rough in for this plumbing battery, the 4 lavs, the back-to-back water closets, etc. I can use the SIP on it as well. I can say, okay, this is just for the bathroom group in the middle here, the core bathroom group. And as we slide this over, we end up with $7,464 man hours for the total rough in of the waste and vent on this bathroom group. Now if I wanted the lavs by themselves, I could just box that in and say, okay, how much labor and material cost is it to rough in these lavatories? So this lists all of the material coming out of the assembly, along with any of the hanger materials, etc. And there we have a total of $2,739 and 40 man hours to rough that in. So those are just some scenarios. Another scenario here is I took off the symbol, which is our piece of equipment right here, that I applied price and labor, but I one step further. The feature that's available now on our symbol schedule is we can attach an assembly, the rough in for all of the coil hookup here. We can attach that to the fan coil symbol as you're taking off the piece of equipment itself. So let's look at that as we use the SIP tool. So as we box that in, SIP details, and we look at that, and so it's not only the piece of equipment, it's all of the hookup that I have, all of the valves and the fittings and the hangers and all of the whatever it takes to hook that up, but also the fan coil unit itself. So I want to just make sure I'd taken that off correctly, that I applied labor to it, and there it shows that I did in fact take care of that. So those are just some of the options on the SIP. Great powerful tool, and I'm sure you may find some other uses for that.